United States of America, who is the 2019 Nebelhorn Trophy champion. It's a great start of the season for you.
Thank you.
Mariah. And you've been at Nebelhorn Trophy 3 times, but it's the first time you get on the podium and right on the top of the podium.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about your first competition you start into the season?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It was an awesome beginning for me, kind of looking at the points. What I got here was what I was getting towards the end of last season. So to just sort of pick up from where I left off last season is really exciting. And then, it's a great place to start, but I have a lot of room to grow as well. So I'm looking forward to the growth.
Yeah, you skated 2 good, consistent, solid programs.
Thank you.
And that has been a problem in the past, that sometimes one program was good and one program was not that good.
Yeah.
So what has changed maybe in your training and your preparation?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's definitely true. I feel like last season I kind of started to get the pieces together and they came together more often. But, I have a lot of experience from last season that I want to take into this next season, and to start here with 2 solid programs, I'm really proud of that. But I attribute a lot of that to, I have a great technical coach with Raphael Artunian, and I just recently started working with Adam Rippon on just sort of everything else in terms of training. When Adam was still competing and I was training with him, he would skate just all day long and do so many programs, and I always looked up to him in his training style. And so I kind of asked him to come and tell me what to do, because I wanted to learn, his tools and his tricks, and he's just been so great. So the last 3 weeks leading up to this competition is when we really started. We started right after Champs Camp, really working together, and he's just been so great. He comes in, he pushes me really hard. He gives me kind of an outline of what a day should look like, and then he'll come for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll do it for myself for a week, and then he'll come back and kind of reevaluate. So I'm really lucky that I have him to help me with that. But it's so exciting, because I think the biggest thing is just making sure I'm training well, because the more I train, the better each competition will be. So now looking back at the last 3 weeks and knowing that it worked for me well here, I'm super excited to go into the rest of the season and know that I have this kind of new approach to my training style that's working.
So is it hard to switch? How hard is it to switch to I guess that means you're doing a lot more run-throughs than before? Yeah,
absolutely. So many more run-throughs, skating longer hours. I was always a hard worker, but now it's just a lot more. So, it's just like when I think I'm done, no, we'll do one more program, or we'll do one more session, or you can do, this jump again, so just really pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Because then, the more that I'm uncomfortable in practice, the more comfortable competing will feel.
So how many run-throughs are you doing?
I haven't counted.
A day, I mean.
A day, a lot. Sometimes a lot.
With all elements?
Yeah, it depends. So some days I'll just do maybe without jumps a few times, and then with jumps a few times. It really depends on the day. At the beginning of the week, it's a little bit heavier, and then the middle of the week, it's a tiny bit lighter, so I can conserve energy for the rest of the week. But, I remember Adam doing 3 or 4 long programs in one day. And they were always solid too. So, that's definitely, I'm trying to work my way up to that.
Isn't that also a risk of injury if you do so many run-throughs, or how do you balance that?
Yeah, well, I think that's a good point. So, yes, nutrition is a huge thing for me, nutrition and rest, and then making sure I get enough recovery. So I'm fortunate in that I am where I am now. I'm not growing. I'm 23 years old, so I'm not going to be growing anymore. So I have my body is the way that it is, and now it's just about maintaining it. I have to be smart, so if there are some days where I'm like, doing one more run through isn't really worth it, there's no value in it, then I have to be able, I'm 23 years old, I'm an adult, I can make those decisions, and but trying to balance, pushing myself and being smart is something that I'm still kind of working through. But a huge part is just recovery, making sure that I'm recovering the right way every day, and then resting, and also having enough time away from skating where I'm not thinking about skating.
Yeah, I think that's also important, to be able to switch your mind a little
Yeah.
bit. we'll get to that as well. And you also said that your approach to competition has a little changed.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like, as I was younger, and even when I was first starting with Raphael, I was sort of afraid of the idea of competing, not competing against people, but competing in my mind. I didn't know what to expect myself when I would get on the ice for a competition because I didn't know what would happen with my nerves. And so I feel like I'm getting better with that, and I see each competition as more of a cool challenge of my own mental strength. And so maybe I don't feel great, but you know what, you can get it done still in the moment. And so just taking a competition and looking at it in that way versus the whole competition and just it being one big jumble, rather than just taking one element at a time, which is what I feel like I've been able to start to do, which is definitely how I have the most success. So that was a lot of talking, but basically what I'm trying to say is, I really enjoy the kind of challenge of just staying in the moment and giving my best to each element in the program, no matter what happens, good or bad before.
In the US, there's also strong competition with ladies,
yes.
And especially there's a lot of talk about Alyssa,
yes.
you,
yeah.
who's doing quads and triple axels.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that competition?
Yeah, I mean, I have so much respect for her. I think she's awesome. It's so cool that she's kicking butt for the US. It's really exciting to have a young girl like her doing quads and doing triple axels. It's really inspiring, and I think she's going to really help build up, this next generation of skaters. For me, it's always been, I can only be the best Mariah. I can't be the best Alyssa. Alyssa can be the best Alyssa, and I can be the best Mariah. And, just focusing on what I can do in each competition. I have so much respect for my competitors, especially, my teammates for the US. And so just understanding that they're putting in just as much work as I am, and you know what, it's at the end of the day, whoever skates better at a competition, and just being the best version of myself.
Have you thought about triple axels and quads yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do, I've started kind of working on the very beginning steps of a triple axel. I think that's something that I could do. I really feel like I could do it, especially with Raphael. I think he's such a great technician. So yeah, I want to keep building that and see where that goes.
What are your goals for this season?
This season, I just want to continue to build. I say the same thing every season, but it's because it's what I really want to do, and that's just continue to build on each competition as I continue to go throughout the season. So this was a great start, but I can be better, and I'll go home and reevaluate what can be better, and then try and do better at, my Grand Prix in France, and then on to Russia, and then obviously on to nationals. And then the ultimate goal, of course, to be back on the world team and skate really well at Worlds.
As you said before, it's also important to switch off your mind sometimes from skating. So what do you like to do off ice? What do you do to switch your mind?
Yeah. So I live with my boyfriend Roman, who's also a skater.
Well,
and
that's hard when getting skating.
Sometimes it's hard. I think we're actually very lucky because I get him in a way that other people don't, and he gets me in a way that other people don't, because we truly understand each other in a skating mindset. But it can be kind of hard to switch off skating because he does know so much about it. I'll be like, in my run through today, how was my whatever jump? And he'll give me feedback on it, and I really value his opinion and feedback. But when we're home, we really just try and enjoy our time at home. He likes to play PlayStation. We have a bunny, a pet rabbit together, so we play with him. He has a leash. We take him outside and put him on a leash. And then, we have a lot of friends that we skate with, so hang out with them a lot. And then just spending time with family. Being in California is really cool because the weather's always nice, so we can spend time outside.
So how does your bunny look like? Maybe we can see.
Yeah, I would love to show a picture. He looks very similar actually to a chinchilla in his coloring, but this is what he looks like.
Oh,
Can you see?
Yeah, it looks big.
Yeah, he's very big. So like,
Wow.
compared to like a normal rabbit that you would see in the wild, he's probably 3 times the size of that. Bunnies in the wild are pretty petite, but he's very large. And he has a very large personality too, to go with it.
Yeah, and you say you can walk him like a dog.
Yeah, we have a leash. He doesn't really like, it's not like a dog where like he'll go outside and just start walking. He kind of just goes wherever he wants and we follow him. But it's still fun.
And can he, in the apartment, can he roam free?
Yes, so he has, my boyfriend built him a really nice cage that's sort of in like our kitchen area, not in our kitchen, but like where our dining table is. And he's completely free roaming. So we trained him over, like we've had him for 2 years, so about a year we trained him. He came litter box trained, so he goes to the bathroom in a litter box, like similar to a cat. But so he's really good about not having accidents. The thing we had to work with him on was just chewing things like wires or like pillows or things like that. But he's come a long way, so now he's earned the right to be free roaming. So he's out of his cage 100% of the time if he wants to be, and if he wants to be in his cage, his door's open, so he can go wherever he wants. But he also has the personality, like, because he's free roaming, like he's very, he thinks he's very dominant, which can be kind of a problem sometimes.
He thinks he's the boss.
Yeah.
Okay, so that sounds great. You have a lot of fun with your rabbit.
Yeah.
And you said his name is Gizmo, right?
His name is Gizmo, yes. Like the gremlins. So like the gremlins are like these little like monster things. That's kind of what he's like. So it's a perfect name.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
So we wish you the best of luck for this season.
Thank you so much.
And see you at your next event, which is skate...
the Grand Prix in France.
France.
Yes.
France. You do
Yeah.
the first one.
Yes.
Okay, so see you in France.
Yes. Thank you so much.